Okay, Philippe, it's good to speak
Hello.
to you.
Hello.
Can you start by giving
Hi.
me a brief overview of the philosophy of this domain and where we are?
Where we are located on a small village called Rochecolombe, which is to say, if you know Montelimar, it's 50 kilometers west from Montelimar. So we're in the middle of our Ardèche territory. So on the kind of soil we like here, which is what we call gravette, is this kind of calcareous soil. Which is with clay on the ground, which is the best soil we find here, that you can also find in Burgundy. And we are this estate covered 25 hectares that you get surrounding this house that you see now.
Okay, and you just mentioned the geology here. How does that interact with the climate? What sort of climate are we talking about here?
So now we are in South of Ardeche. So we are on altitude vineyards from 200 to 500 meters, but we are already in south of France. So the day are warmer and warmer, unfortunately, but we keep the freshness in the night. So we have this chance having a good difference in terms of temperature between night and day, and we work a lot on that to keep the freshness of our wines.
Okay, and you've been here for 8 years now. What are the changes that you've been seeing through and how are they going?
I mean, when I arrived here already, the vineyards was very well conducted. We have the chance to have the most reputed grapes that you can find in France and in the world, like Chardonnay, Sauvignon, Viognier for the white, and Grenache, Syrah, but also Merlot, Cabernet, Pinot Noir for the red. But so we work step by step to improve the quality of our wines. So it's during all the process, of course, improving the quality of the vineyards, working more on organic process, but also the vinification, the aging, and even the bottling is also important. So all the process that helps our Vignerons Ardéchois winery to become more reputed.
We've just pointed out some fantastic birds of prey up in the sky. There's constant activity. Are you making any conscious effort with biodiversity?
Biodiversity is key. We have the chance to be here in Ardèche, where naturally the biodiversity is great, but we have an impact on the environment. We cover 6,000 hectares with the Vignerons Ardéchois. Here in the estate, it's 25 hectares, the Domaine Terra Noé. So we want to show the interest of organic process to preserve and even develop the biodiversity. So here on this estate, we work with an association called Ligue de Protection des Oiseaux, and we check every year, we control the number of birds, bats, butterfly, and we see how the organic process, I mean the grass we now have on the floor, how does it help to have insects, to have birds, and to recreate the chain that is of course key in for the future of the vineyards.
A lot of people often confuse biodiversity with organics,
Yeah.
but really you're doing organics as well. Can you
Yeah.
just talk a little bit about
Yeah.
that and how it's working?
Yeah, because in fact, if you take the organic process, they do not mention anything about biodiversity, and of course, both are important. So, and as long as you work on the floor and you keep the grass, you help, of course, developing this biodiversity. So, we think it's important also to control these parameters and to see how it improves. So, we observe here 12 different bats thanks to this association. We now really can say and can control the result of working on organic process.
Okay. Now let's come back to the domain here and the wines. I mean, across the Ardèche, there's surprising, incredible diversity in everything that's going on, and history in terms of the expertise that's fed in. Can you talk a little bit about that, but how it's fed into what you're actually doing now?
This estate is, I mean, the house is from the 19th century, and we had the chance when we buy this estate that the wine growers has worked for during three generations to recreate these 25 hectares. So we just wanted now to improve the quality of wines and the way of working. He was working on a, let's say, classic way, using pesticides and so forth, and we wanted to get rid of it. So now we work on a fully organic for 3 years now. The new vintage will be fully organic. And we also change all the vinification process. We invest more than 3 million in a new winery. And that is to say, we work like a Burgundy house could work only by gravity. We pick up the grapes and we don't want to damage any grape. There is no pumping, no hurting for that. Yeah, I think in the future, we have the ability here to prove that we can as well protect the environment and make extremely good wines.
Okay, and what are the wines that you're concentrating on at the moment?
So we segmented the Domaine Terra Noé within 3 ranges. So we have the classic range Terra Noé, which are Syrah Grenache for the red and Chardonnay Viognier for the white. We have this second wine, which is called Esprit Noé, on more fruity wines. And we are just launching now the higher end, which are called Upsilon. And we will have 1 red and 1 white. So we are launching the white now, which will be Viognier, and aged in our in woods, but in our big wooden vats that we have put in the vineyards. And we will launch the red within next year. The goal is to be at the top of the peak of Ardèche and show to the people that even in South of Ardeche we can be comparable to the best wine you can find in North Valley of the Rhône. And of course our Syrah, Viognier, even Chardonnay have a very high quality as long as we do that properly. So in the future it has to be our flagship and show that in South of Ardeche we have the ability to make the best as possible.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.